Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. The bullshit continues. The biggest robbery ever perpetrated on a population continues. There's still some states up for grabs. Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Georgia, North Carolina, I believe. Some of them are leaning towards Biden, some of them towards Trump, some of them with almost all of the count all the votes counted, it's still too close to call. I mean, just mere fractions of a point between the two. That's why proper counting of the ballots is so important, because the margin of error is almost non-existent. And there should be no margin of error. Ballot, whose name is on it? One tally for that candidate. Ballot, whose name is on it? One tally mark for that candidate. Why is it this complicated? But there will be investigations. Trump has already filed lawsuits. Also, there is a thing called a watermark on an official ballot, just like our money, to make sure this shows that this is authentic. This can't be duplicated. And those watermarks are on the ballot. So if it's not an official ballot, it's not going to have the watermark. And I read in two different places, or two different sources, that the Trump administration, the Trump campaign had basically undercovers in some of these precincts where they're counting the ballots. They had people in there working amongst them to see what the conditions were like, how the ballots were treated, especially the ballots that weren't for Biden's pervertis. And again, I just don't understand, and I just don't want to believe that there are this many people in our country that don't give a fuck about it. That there are this many people who are willing to vote against Trump for whatever reason, just to spite Trump. Not because Biden's policies are better or that Trump's are horrible, just because it's not Biden. That's why, it's not Trump. That's why we're voting for Biden, just because it's not Trump, just to take down Trump, just to spite Trump. That's stupid and that is childish. We are all in this shit together. This giant ship called America, we're all on it. So if it sinks, we all drown. We all die. So there comes a point where we have to work together and we have to look at what's best for us, no matter who's offering it. Is our country really full of that many paper mache pussies? That many hummingbird skeleton pussies in our country? That they can't handle somebody who's a little rough around the edges, a little brash, maybe even lewd with their language? Are we that weak? I don't care what you're saying, man. Yeah, I might not like what you're saying. And sometimes when he talks, it's like, I don't know about that one. But what are you doing? What are you doing? What have you done? What'd you tell me you were going to do? What have you done off of that list of things you told me you were going to do? Oh, you've been doing pretty well? Well, I guess that sophomoric language, I guess that locker room talk, I can handle that. All this prosperity and chance, I can handle a little rough talk. I can handle some foul language. Come on, man. That shit is just ridiculous. And if it comes to the point where we have Biden as our president, man, how fucking disappointing are we? How shitty are we? We got filet mignon in front of us, but we're pushing that to the side to eat a damn bologna sandwich. Why? That's so disheartening. You like to think that your fellow man, your fellow citizens will see the light and be like, you know what? I can look past these things because he's doing great. Not to mention the people who don't care, like myself, man. I don't care how he talks. I think most of it is hilarious. Whoever's running his Twitter page is a genius. I could care less, man. I don't need that from him. That's why it doesn't bother me. I don't need somebody talking all nice and kind and, oh, you mean a little powder on your butt before we change the diaper? I don't need that shit. I'm a fully functioning, fully developed adult. I got this. But that's what these people need in their lives. They need someone to be nice to them and kind. Don't talk like that. My feelings are sensitive. I don't know what happened to you. I don't know who should have hugged you tighter or more often. But this is not where you need to seek this kind of comfort. Not at the expense of our country. This dumbass wants to do a 6-week hard lockdown. Rahm Emanuel's brother is going to be in his cabinet. He wants to close bars, restaurants, and gyms until 2022. 2022. For what? You know damn good and well a lot of businesses will not come back from that. They will be gone forever. The entrepreneurial spirit will be crushed. That's what makes this country great. That's how we're gonna MAGA. That's how we're gonna CAG, is the entrepreneurial spirit. I have an idea, I have a good, a service, let me offer it to the country and make money. Let me work for myself. Let me help society. Let me create something. Don't extinguish that creative spirit, that creative flame. That innovation. That's why we're ahead of the rest of the world. Because we make shit. We create shit. We make things better. We allow for prosperity and growth. You can be anybody off the street. You don't have to go to Harvard or Yale. You can be a Joe Schmo off the street with or without a high school diploma. And if you have the drive and the idea and the plan, you're going to be the man or the whoa man. That's the beauty of it. And that's what's being threatened. That's what is at stake. But that's not lost. It's not lost yet. If they do shit right and count the ballots right. How can a country this great pick a candidate that bad? That just doesn't make sense to me. But is it possible that humans would fuck something up this bad? Of course. Of course. We are the worst thing that this planet has ever seen. Humans. We do some of the most disgusting, vile, unspeakable things to each other, to people we love. So of course we're capable of this monumental ball dropping. Of course. But to think that our country, the greatest one ever, check them all. The ones that are still here, the ones that are not, check them all. We're the best by a country damn mile. And we are going to usher in our own downfall. We're going to do it to ourselves. How else do you take down something so big and great? You have to do it from within. We're too well protected to be taken down from someone on the outside. It can only be done by people on our own team, our own citizens that turn against us and allow outside powers to fuck us over. China. Look what they did to us. They got us wearing fucking blankets over our face when we go inside a store. China. They got my son. I don't even know. I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not. But our kids, they say grace before dinner every night. Or as they call it, saying the blessing. And my son, he's naming all these things that he's thankful for. You know, I'm thankful for my family and thankful for school and thankful for my toys. And he says, I hope the virus goes away. My 4-year-old is incorporating the sweet and sour sniffles into his blessings before the meal. He doesn't understand what's going on, but he knows that he wants it to go away. He knows he can't go to playgrounds. He knows that people are supposed to socially distance in the masks and all that shit. Well, if Biden is perverted and Kamala the Ugandan nightmare, the politician who went horizontal so her career could go vertical, if Tweedledee and Tweedledum as shit get in the White House, you can go ahead and get ready for 6 weeks of hard hunkering down. Bars, restaurants, and gyms closed until 2022. That's over a year. What small business can withstand that? Shit is disgusting, man. You want to go into something disgusting and stupid and expected? Because when I tell you California will not be out stupid as it did, that's what I mean. Now, I would put a link in the description box to this article, but it made me sick to watch it, and I don't feel like showing it to anybody else. You can Google it if you want to. The shit is a shame. So I think his name is Andrew Lee, something. I read the article. Anyway, this young kid, Northern California, parts of San Jose, Milpitas, other hoity-toity cities up in the Bay Area, that's on your way to San Francisco. That's between San Jose and San Francisco. Milpitas and these other areas that this kid represents are very well-to-do. So this kid, and I call him a kid because he's 25 years old and he has just been elected to the state legislature in California. 25! Not only is he still wet behind the ears and his breath still has the faint smell of his mother's milk, at 25, you have no life experience. You couldn't fill a thimble with what you know, let alone run a cities for people and legislate and shape the laws and rules of these areas. A 25-year-old. Now, if you're 25 years old watching this, I mean no offense, but you are just too damn young to be a state legislator or to be in politics at all. Really, I'm going to really go out on a limb and say, I think politicians should have kids. There, I said it. Because it gives you some skin in the game. It gives you a reason to care about the future. And that is important for all of us. Remember this boat we're all on? So we need people in charge making these rules and laws to care about the future. So this kid, 25 years old, voted to the state legislature in California by 75%. He kicked the shit out of his opponent, a Republican, of course. Republican, Northern California, forget it. But you want to know why this kid really won? It wasn't his youthful appearance, and it probably wasn't his damn policies. Because when he was talking, I heard a whole lot of progressive and these other buzzwords that these fools use. But the thing that he said he was most proud about, not being voted to the state legislature, no matter how I feel about it, that's quite an accomplishment. But it wasn't that. It wasn't having a chance to do some good. It wasn't having a chance to make a change. And it wasn't serving his constituents. His number one thing that he was most proud about after being elected to the state legislature in California, of course, was that he is the first openly bisexual state legislator in the country's history. Don't worry, I'll ask the question for you. Who gives a fuck? How about that? Who you bang or who's banging you means absolutely nothing unless this is a job about banging people. If this isn't a porno movie, then who you bang or whatever has no bearing on this job. You're the state legislator, not the state fucker. You're definitely going to fuck your part of the state, but that's not why they elected you. So who you sleep with means nothing. Yet that's how you identify and define yourself, is who you sleep with. Number 2, bisexuality is bullshit. You're straight or you're gay. That's it. Like the saying goes, you can't have your cake and fuck it too. That shit is so stupid and childish. Pick a team and get on it. Bisexual. Shut your confused, childish ass up. Either you're gay or you're straight. That's it. Bisexual. That shit's so dumb. That's not how life works. You can't straddle the fence or the penis and the vagina. Pick one. So, of course, yesterday, there was a bit of a silver line. There was a bit of a bright spot at the end of this commie tunnel when Prop 22 got shot down and contractors such as Uber and Lyft drivers were allowed to remain as such. But then here we come again. Here comes California's big, stupid, blue-haired, soft handshake, deep V-neck, whip foam, no lactose latte drinking ass around the corner to fuck it all up again. A 25-year-old bisexual. That's your best, Northern California? Are you kidding me? Can his legs even touch the floor when he sits in a chair? 25? I don't want to hear shit from you. 10 more years, then I'm listening. At 25, you still sound like that. Man, this can't be real. Somebody, when you see me, pinch me and wake me up from this shit. But I'm getting home to my beautiful wife and kids. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please, subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. And of course, until the end of the year, 25% off, offer code Trump46, all caps. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.